All right, people, we're going to try and achieve two things on the stream today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to suss out the garlic that we seeded the other day. So, this is the garden bed that we put the garlic in the other day. So every single one of these rhubarb have put out leaves and sprouts and everything. Right, even the ones in the pots are taking. So what's happened is, rhubarb, if you pick the right time of the year to transplant it, is pretty easy to transplant. And all of our strawberries are taking, the flowers have continued, and if you have a look at the leaves on these rhubarb, they've come through. So they'll actually be ready for a fertiliser tonight, so I'll get some fish emulsion onto them, and we'll try and get them going and get some oomph into them. And then what we'll do is we'll get these other ones in the pots going as well. Right, so that's all good. So this is the garden bed that we've put everything into. So I've thrown eggshells on here. What do you call it? Pine shavings, all sorts of stuff. So what I'm going to do is, here we are. All right, so that is exactly what should be happening after about 3 days. See how the garlic has put the roots out? Right, everything's going just fine in this garden bed. So the garlic's already taken. So what I'm going to do is, once the garlic roots have taken, you don't want to disturb them, people. And in here too, what we had a few zucchinis. I lost count of how many like cucumber that I got out of here. All right, so that's a little black beauty zucchini, that's the name of the seed. Okay, so we've got some squash in here that I'm keeping for seed for next year. Good. Now, when you watch the TV shows, what they tell you to do is they tell you to rip everything out and take it away, right? Don't do that. In sand, for example, one of the easiest ways to get some organic matter. Yeah, it is, Jacko. Very nice, bud. Depending on what you put it with, it'll actually come up sweet or bitter, you know? So what I'll do is, I've got another one inside, right? I'll show you how to cook it. It's really simple. Spaghetti squash is one of those things that you can grow, right? Where you can just put it away and let it bake for a little while. And then that way, it just cooks by itself. You can do it in the barbecue, do it in an oven. What else have we got in here? Another squash for seed. Okay. Another zucchini for seed. Now, as you can see with these zucchinis, people, very healthy. So, I'm trying to get some fruit out of this last lot of that's got a bit of blossom end rot. Okay. The other thing is too, people, with sunflowers and the like, these are really good for putting organic matter back into your garden. I'm going to show you the easy way to do that, right? Now, what else we got here? Oops. Oh, don't want to kick you. Oh dear. That's going to dry out anyway, as is these two. Oh, they're stuffed. Oh, that one's not too bad. This one's still a bit green, and we didn't use any harsh fertilisers in this, mate. What we used was just chicken manure and natural methods. You know, that one's a bit on the greenish side, but it started to yellow off, so it should be okay. The other thing is too, remember when I said to you I was gonna try and get the passion fruit to grow over the chook pen? That's the some Panama special passion fruit. It's actually gone half over the chook pen now, so what we'll do next year, or this year, I guess you could say as well, is we'll have natural cover over the chook pen, right? And I'm looking forward to all the passion fruit as well. So, let me just get the last of this. Right. Okay. Have a look at this one. Right. So, this is one that I forgot about. So, check that out. Right. That is as long as my arm up to the wrist. If you watch all the TV shows will hammer it into you, right, to rip this all out and take it away. Don't do that. Okay? Let me show you the Bogan way of doing it. We're just going to push this in to the middle. Right, this is the easiest way to do it. Oh, look at that. 2 movements with the rake. Now, so what I'm going to do is, right, I'm just going to push this over here like this. Now see how this is all rotten and breaking down? That is fantastic, people. Couldn't be better. Right, now, if you notice something too, see underneath these plants, right, see how there's minimal weeds? And look at the moisture retention in here. So let me show you. Right, this is the other stuff you got to remember when you do things naturally, okay? Let's get that in there. So, okay, if you look in here, there's very little weeds underneath the plants because what we've done is created competition. And look at the moisture retention. Right, look at that. When we first came here, this was like a dust bowl. Yep, it even starting to smell a little bit like soil, which helps. Right, so what that does is that means we've effectively grown the weeds out of here, okay? I was shown this by my family, right? Because in the old country, they didn't have all the advancements in technology that we have now, right? And they grew things for a reason. Now in here, right, this is one bare patch that I had, right? And I've had a few weeds and that sort of stuff. It's no big deal, okay? Because when you've got chickens, remember, you turn weeds into fertiliser and egg spam. So what I'm going to do is, even though these are, hey, one of last year's garlics has already turned up. What? Hello, mate. I've got a garlic in the ground already. And this is the thing, right? It smells like I ripped one out. When you use traditional seeds, right, they just germinate again. It's the hybrids that don't. See all this, right? Okay, so we got this now. This, we just go to the recycling department here. Okay, you can go down there. Okay, so, hey, here's another one, people, that we prepared earlier that was hiding in the garden. So there's another zucchini. Not today, sunflower. Everything is now localized in this garden bed, okay? We're going to use a highly specialized sort of mulch maker. Yeah, Jace, how are you, bud? It's called a lawnmower. Back in a minute. I'm going to start just mulching everything down. The reason why we grow zucchinis is they're a very, very soft plant and they break down beautifully into the soil. The zucchini plants are so soft, and if you let the sunflowers dry out, the stems go soft as well. So I'll show you on this zucchini how well it works. Yep, the zucchini is more powerful than the sheep. I bet you didn't think it was going to come up like that, eh? What I'm going to do now is, I'll leave all the weeds and that on the edge. Right, Jack girls, so what I do now is I just bring them in like this. Right, grab the rake, get them out of there. Rightio, let go, that's the way. Righto, lemongrass is so jealous of everything else. Right, got some beautiful stems in there. Whew. There we go. Right, excellent. So that's the stuff from the edge. Fire up, son. What are you doing? Put your back into it. Alright, if you're going to spit the dummy like that, rightio. So famo, ta-da! Look, we found a garden bed. So what we've done is we've grown spaghetti squash, normal squash, the golden squash, and zucchini, okay, in the middle for this purpose. So as you can see, there's a thick layer of decomposing plant matter that's being belted into about the top inch of the soil. Now if you were to hire a trailer from Bunnings, your deposit's 100, or is it 200, whatever, you know, $60 a day, then you got to go and you know, they'll tell you to use compost and that. Oh, you know, you got to keep your moisture in your soil. It's $80 or $100 a trailer. So do a garden bed like this. You got to pay yourself to do it as well. You probably won't get much change out of $250, $300, right? If you grow the right veg, you buy the lawnmower once, right, and then use this method basically for, what was it, half an hour, including me fluffing around. We've got a garden bed that's nearly ready. Okay, you just got to be really careful with your money, people. And this is the problem, you know. If all the mulcher making companies are watching this, they'll want to shut the stream down, you know. And then I've had quite a few run-ins with American members of our community, because they say stuff like, yeah, you know, we take the soil away and bring new soil in. I go, what the hell you do that for? Oh, you got to do this, don't you? Go, no, you don't. Ta-da! So, let's just use the back of the rake, right? So this is virtually half the job now. Oh, depending how energetic I'm feeling today, probably a third, right? Yeah, but Mystic, this is the thing, mate. They want you to do that. You got to remember, it's no different to fishing, right? All they want you to do, okay, is just basically waste your money, right? Because if you don't spend money with them, they can't drive a Mercedes anymore. They've got to drive a BMW, and it's just tragic, you know? So, just going to level this out a bit. So, let's test the knowledge of the community. Why am I making this section a little bit higher than the other section? I'll give you a couple of minutes to type your answers. Yeah, that's right, Ace. Yeah, that's right, bud. So basically what we're going to plant there is we're going to plant stuff that doesn't like wet feet, okay? I haven't figured that out yet, but we'll get onto it, you know? So, Ace is absolutely spot on there. So, look, people, as you can see, right, we do everything for a reason in the garden. And if you're smart with your plants, and look, people, everybody tries to get you to buy these exotic plants and all the rest of the stuff, right? Don't do it. Stick to basics. So, in spring, the first thing you plant is cucumber, zucchini, squash, spaghetti squash. So by Christmas, you can feed the family, okay? And I don't know if you remember how much veg we had in here, but all the tall stuff was nearest the chook pen, which provided the chickens with some shade and also the parrots with some food. And then when they stopped eating the sunflowers, they ate my chilies. And then we had the mid-tier stuff in here. So that was zucchini, squash, and all the rest of it. And then we had the cucumber here, and it was hanging over the edge, right, which is what you want it to do. So let me just grab my hoe. Righto, girls. Look at the size of that root ball on the sunflower. That's the size of a football, if not bigger. Right? That shows what you can achieve with natural methods, you know? Because it just takes longer to grow. Right? And if you have a look at this, with sand, you can detach it from the roots. But that's pretty impressive, isn't it? You know? So, let's measure that. It's all right, I know there's no power lines overhead. Come on, vrago da vi zedi, pička ti majčina da vi zedi. Really? Here's one I prepared earlier. Yep. When we first came here, this sand was quite lightly coloured. Very, very dry. Right? Held no nutrients, held no moisture. Now that we put the organic matter in it. Okay. We've got a much better garden bed. So what'll happen here, even though I've covered this with soil, or should I say sand, sorry, what'll happen is the roots are going to tap into the organic matter. Now, one more thing we've got to do. Right, this is the beauty of owning chickens. Too much garlic for vampires ads, right? But yeah, I mean, that's what they want you to do, right? They want you to go away from traditional methods and they want you to use these new damn fangled methods because it makes them money. That's the whole purpose of television, fam. Okay? Right. Now, righto girls, come on. I need to get some chook manure. If I wanted to be really sneaky, what I would do is I would fence this area off, right? And I would just let the chickens go rampant in here. But the only problem is I want to seed this, so I have to use dry manure, not raw manure. If you use raw manure, what will happen is the ammonia in it will burn your plants. Come on girls, what you got? Yes, yes, yes. So, remember when we built the chook pen and I put the cement slabs down on the bottom? The reason why I did that, right, is over time, what would happen, okay, is that the chicken manure would dry out a lot quicker than normal. So, this is just a shovel of raw chicken manure, right, there's one layer. Okay, if you've got chickens, people, you save yourself so much money. Righto girls, we're getting 4 new chickens. I don't know when, right? But you are going to have your feathers a bit ruffled, okay? No, watch out, it's me. Watch out girls, come on. I'll fill up that water in a minute. You're only missing about 1 centimetre from the top. Right, so okay, there's one. So it's quite simple where this one finishes. Right, so it finishes about here, so we're just going to go in there. Right, so I've just given that nice layer. Right. Watch out girls, I know I've got the hat and the glasses on, but it is me. Watch out girls. Hey, come back here. Watch out ladies. I'd hazard a guess there's about 1 or 2 kilos of chicken manure on this. Okay, that's where that one finished. Lovely, so that's all covered. We need 1 more in here, 1 more in here, and we should be good. Ladies. Come on girls. No, you don't want to eat that. That's your eggs that don't taste of this. Now, after New Year, if you want your chickens to produce more manure, feed them pollard, okay? There we go. All right, so we've covered that. We've just got a bit of this to go. We're one of the few streams anywhere in the world, people, that teaches you how to save money, right? How to also improve your health. And dare I say it, catch fish on the other channel. I'm waiting for it. Oh, don't tell me you've gone clucky now. And all we do, right, is just time our gardening to suit the year. So this year, right, we need one more, I think. Come on, girls, watch out. How can you chew through 10 kilos of food in one day? Really? I filled up a self-feeder. And then, you know, rightio. And then all they did was rip out all the feed and went through and got all the sunflower seeds. Watch out, girls, come on. Move, move, move. Yes, yes, yes. Rightio. Lovely. Okay. Excellent. All right, people. So what we've done now, right, is we have basically improved the health of our garden. One more thing left to do. So now what we do, okay, is this. Now I can leave this to break down on top. Let's just mix this up a bit. All right. So what I'm going to do now is, right, I'm just going to turn this over, okay, working backwards, right. And what this is going to do, right, is this going to contact all the organic matter with the soil, right, and also with the manure. That's a little sunflower that we grew. And see what will happen is now, I'll give you a little tip, right? So with this, okay, what will happen is, what this is going to do is, it's going to make it break down quicker. Now, see how everything's rough? Sorry, just helping the cucumber break down there. When this smooths off, you know that it's going to have a heap of water that's already been on it. And all this does is, here you go, girls. Chew the leaves off that, you love it. That's it. Okay. You got to remember, people, I was born in 1970, right? And I descend from immigrants, well, like everyone in Australia. And I had a great grandfather that used to shit in the tomato patch, because that's what they did in the old country. So people wonder why very little phases me. It's because I've seen it all. So, what are you doing, girls? Hey? Yeah. You've peeled all the other stuff open. Right. So what we've done now, this is going to come up beautiful. Okay. So we've just turned the soil over. we've smashed everything in with the horizontal mulcher, as I like to call it. Here you go, girls. Come on. You chickens are too spoilt. All right. Yes, yes. Okay, and all we're going to do with that, right, is just leave it, okay, and then it's going to start to break down. Now, this is one of the reasons too why I leave weeds in garden beds, not grasses. Unfortunately, this was a couch garden bed beforehand, so the couch keeps coming up. But you don't leave grasses in there, but weeds make excellent organic matter, fam. Absolutely beautiful organic matter. It doesn't have to be vegetables, right? It just has to be something that's got a bit of mass to it, right? I mean, fair enough. The seeds will germinate, but you feed them to your chickens, don't you? Where I'm digging this, I'm just above the organic matter. So when the roots come up, they'll be tapping into it. Ta-da! There we go. Now we're set for winter. Okay, now the good thing about this is, right, in this garden bed, what we're going to have, right, I'm probably going to put brassicas, but the only problem is, and you've got to remember, right, in summer the sun sits here, down this arc. It's already about 30 degrees over now, so winter's not too far away. In winter, it sits just above the horizon. Once it gets to here, okay, we're actually not going to have that much sunlight to grow stuff in, right? That's why we planted it down here last year. But we're going to change that. We are going to put it in here because even if they don't grow, right, what I want to do, okay, is in here we're going to have brown onion, white onion, red onion, and we're probably going to put some more garlic. Okay, so that way, right, we can probably do brassicas in here again, but with the brassicas in here, I just want to make sure they're a little bit more protected, if you know what I mean. So, and the other thing is as well, I mean, these chili plants here, right, what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to wrap the plant with plastic. I'm going to see if I can get the plant to winter over. The biggest problem is obviously frost and that sort of stuff. Come on, you bugger. You couldn't buy this, right? There is no way in the world you could buy that mix with all the organic, and this is going to stink, right? Flies are going to lay their maggots in there and their eggs. Don't worry about it, just turn them over and put them into the ground as well, you know? So that's all it comes down to. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Keep being awesome. I really appreciate the support today, okay, with so many people sticking around in chat. I hope you enjoyed the content. Hopefully you've learnt something from the stream today that you can go off and transfer into savings. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.